Hello Internet, nice to see you. I want to show you today a chord you probably have not seen before. Probably because the moment I say that you haven't seen before, some of you is gonna go around and scour all the corners of the internet, okay, and plumb the depth of all the search engines until they find an example of the chord. Well, good for you, okay? If you find that somebody else already used this chord, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I've heard it around, so, but I don't think it's been explained, and I haven't seen videos explaining that. So, let me see what it is. It's the chord progression I played before, okay? I was actually half improvising it, so, but the important part is this. I'm in the key of C major, okay, and I'm playing this chord here. C major, okay, super simple. And then I'm putting in this mystery chord. Okay, Of course, the automatic transcription system in there tells you it's an A minor sixth with a bass of C, which is correct. But it doesn't tell you what comes after. There's more than one thing that can come after that, okay? And indeed, if you just call it an A minor sixth with a bass of C, which is really not a great name, you're gonna see in a moment why, okay? It's hard to understand what comes after that, okay? Pretty hard to understand what comes after that. So, what is this chord? Let's go to the whiteboard and let's figure it out, okay? The first chord I'm playing, it's a C chord, okay? On the guitar, actually not on the guitar, well, yes, on the guitar. You know, I'm gonna do it this way. Whoop, whoop, whoop. On the guitar, I'm just playing the C chord, 3, 5, 5, 3, C major chord. Yay, okay, for people who don't play guitar, that's the score for it. Simple C major chord in root position. The second chord I'm playing is this. So 2, 5, 2, and 3 here. This chord contains those notes. It's a C note, there's a C note, an A note, an E note, and an F sharp note. And yes, again, very tempting to call these A minor sixth with a bass of C. Would even be correct. If I were to put this on a score, I will actually write these, because this is easy to play and think about. And if people don't understand what to play, they will just play A minor with a bass of C, and the chord will still sound good, okay? But they will miss the F sharp on top here, which is kind of a fundamental note, okay? It is a fundamental note, because if you actually turn this around and you start organizing it, you discover that this chord, technically, it's an F sharp minor seventh, flat 5, with a bass of C, so in second inversion. Okay, or even better, you can think of this chord in an even better way, which is, you think of it as a D9, like there is no D inside here. Yeah, I know. Think of it as a D9 with a bass of C and no root. Okay, that would actually be the best way to think about it, okay, because it tells you where it resolves. This chord can easily resolve to G, like D9, the D9 will be like something like that, it will resolve to a G. Okay, this strange chord can resolve to a G, and the only interesting thing would be that since the bass is C, this bass will move down to a B, so I could resolve this chord to this chord here, 2033, which is B, G, D, G, which is, okay, not a B minor sixth, it's a G over B, okay, it's a G chord in first inversion, so this name actually tells you that it can resolve here. Okay, but this is still I mean, you look at how those names are super complex and they really don't tell you much, okay? So it's actually better to think of all these in a completely different way, okay? It's actually better to think of where are those notes going and what they are doing. When I'm playing the C major chord, the C major chord, my notes were C, C, E, and G. And when I play this other chord, my notes were C, A, E, and F sharp. So what you see is that the C and the E stay stable and this G goes down to F sharp. That's exactly what happens when I was playing them before. Okay. Yes, the C goes down to A2, but that's an internal voice and we don't really care too much about that. This movement is more salient. And so it makes sense to continue this movement chromatically, and it also makes sense to keep the bass exactly where it is, and then we just adjust the middle voices regardless, okay, and just make it work so that you have the C at the bottom and the G at the top, then C, F sharp, then C, F, and it would be nice to finish with a C and an E, okay, which is exactly what I did before at the beginning of the chord progression, so this keeps going down to E. Okay, now, notice I don't care about the name of the chord. I care about how those voices move. And so the whole thing, the name of the game here would be the C stays stable and the top voice, G, F sharp, F, it goes down chromatically, okay? And then the rest, okay? It's trying to accommodate that, and then in reality what I did was I kept the F longer and then went down to E. Okay. What did I do here? Okay, I could have filled this in several different ways. I chose to fill it this way. I chose to put an A and a D here, and then, sorry, a C. And then I put an A flat and a D. Okay, and then here I put a C and a G. I could have done many different things. Okay, so let me recap. First chord here. Okay, then I put this. That's an F with a bass of C. You see, that's an F triad, and the bass is C. But again, the real reason is because I wanted an F, and I also wanted to keep the A constant, just to give a bit more continuity to the whole thing. Okay, and then here I wanted to keep the F constant, and I wanted to change those notes. So I moved the C up to D, and moved this chromatically. So I have this little movement here, A flat, G. So I don't really care about the name of the chord. That's what I want to impress, is that the name of the chords are nice to communicate, but they don't tell you really what's going on. What tells you what's going on is all those voices that you see the succession of chord makes. It's the voice leading of the progression telling you what's going on. And it also tells you what else you can put, okay? What other thing you can put after the chord. You could have put, I could have put, for instance, C, A, D here, or C, A flat, D immediately, because my main thing was this G going down to F sharp going down to F. So I could have gone with this chord, then this chord, and then directly with this chord here, and it would have worked perfectly, and then back to a C major chord. Okay, now if you really want the name, that's an F with a bass of C. Sorry, that's an F. Now let me do it again. F with a bass of C. And these, you could call this a D diminished triad with a bass of C, okay? You could totally call these instead D minor 7, flat 5 with a bass of C. Okay, good, sure, whatever. I mean, it's just a bunch of notes that try to create, to hold this F and create a chromatic line here, really. Okay, my point here is this. You can experiment with those chords and try to join those chords by moving the notes up and down rather than thinking about the name of the chord, okay? So that's one way. Or the other, another thing you could do here would have been, for instance, rather than keep going down, go back up with the F sharp. I mean, I could go back to the same C chord, okay, and just the same as the first chord. I could just go. But I'd rather go this F sharp go up to G and this C go down to B, and now I'm gonna simply put D and G. Okay, and so this is a G with a bass of B, if you really want the name. There we go, I'll play it again. Okay, so simply because again this F sharp wants to come back to this G. Rather than going down chromatically, I can step chromatically out of the key and come back in key. But I like to hear some more movement here. Again, I could have simply gone C major, this strange chord, and C major again. Absolutely possible, okay? So, and you can use this chord here in many situations. So again, you can think of this chord in many ways, okay? But essentially, just after a major chord in your key, you can play this chord here, okay? With the same intervals, major sixth, major third, and sharp fourth, okay, over the root. And you can make it work there. So for instance, one thing you could do is this. You could play a C major here, at an F major, and here you play this. The equivalent, essentially, of this chord is the same intervals as before. Okay, so let me just write down what I just did, okay? So what I was playing here is this. I started with a C major chord, C, E, G, C, great. Okay. F, C, F, A, and yeah, I definitely play a B note here. Just to make this transition a bit more sweeter. Then I played my mystery chord here, made by the note F, B, D, A. Okay, again, the transcription system says D minor 6 to beta of F. Or you could think of it as a B minor 7th flat 5 with a bass of F. Or you can think of it in as a G9 without the G with the bass of F. It is a G9. I mean, a G9 will have the chord, the notes G, B, D, F, and A. Take away the root, put the F at the bass, and you see that you have all the notes. Okay, so this chord can function like a dominant chord. And indeed, in this case, it does, because after this, I'm playing a C chord, only with a bass of E, so I'm going to play C, G, I'm going to play a G here, a C, and a G. Okay, so C major chord, F major chord, C major chord with a bass of E, and our, however you want to call it, mystery chord here. And notice how sweet this sound, okay? And then from here, of course, you can do whatever you want, because you have several options. To continue the chord progression however you want, okay? But this chord here, which is very hard to name, because again, it's either a minor 6th with an inversion of a minor 6th chord, or an inversion of a minor 7 flat 5 chord, okay? So and people again tend to recoil when the chord has a complex name, but it is really not as hard as it seems. Okay, so have a look at that. If you want the tablature, I'm just gonna write very fast a tablature for what I just played. Okay, so you have it, but I just played these. Okay, so the C major was 8, 9, 8, 8, the F was 8, 10, 10, 10. my 10, yeah, sorry, my mystery chord was 8, 9, 7, 10. Not as hard to play, okay? Just get the shape under your finger. And then my C beta bass of E was 7, 5, 5, 8. Okay, so that's the chord progression I was playing before in tablature. So that's an interesting chord, okay? And I am fairly sure you haven't seen it before. You may have heard it before, okay? It just sounds good, okay? Of course, if you have seen it before, yeah, more power to you, okay? I'm not trying to get precedence over anybody. Now, if you want to know more about this chord, another kind of chord, and understand how all those relationships and how this voice leading work and how you can leverage these to forget about the name of the chords, but still know where the chords go and how to create the chord progression you have in your mind, okay? I recommend you guys get a look at my course, Complete Chord Mastery, okay? It's a complete course that teaches you everything about playing chords on the guitar, where to find them, okay, over all the fretboard, how to think about them, how to play them, how to combine them, how to extend them, alter, substitute them, etc., how to create chord progression, and also how to create specific guitar parts that work in different styles. So how do I make those chords sound funky? How do I make those chords sound jazz? How do I make those chords sound pop? How do I make those chords sound rock? Okay, and how do I create different styles of accompaniment or playing in general in all those styles? Everything is in Complete Chord Mastery. This is Tommaso Zillia of musictheoryforguitar.com, and until next time, enjoy!